Okay, so on this one, it says, 4 friends are trying to decide what kind of cake to order for a party. Cheesecake, chocolate cake, or yellow cake. Everyone was asked to vote for their favorite, and the winner for the unknown voting method was chocolate. So they voted on what kind of cake they want to do, and it came out chocolate. Upon calling the store, they found out that the store was out of yellow cake. That really shouldn't matter, right? Yeah. We're going with chocolate. Who cares they're out of yellow cake? Well, they decide to recalculate the winner given the new information. They said, well, some of the people that had voted for yellow, they might want to change their mind now that we know yellow is not an option. So they recount the votes. That's different than a re-election. That's just a recounting. See the difference there? And all of a sudden, it switched to cheesecake. Chocolate won the first time. They called the store, about to order chocolate. The store said, oh, by the way, we're out of yellow cake. And they went, oh, okay, wait, we'll call you right back. Then they said, those people that voted for yellow, it's not really an option anymore. Let's recount the votes. And all of a sudden, it switched to cheesecake. Does that seem fair? Chocolate won the first time. And something that didn't matter, that never won, yellow, dropped out. And all of a sudden, that switches the winner? That doesn't seem fair. Which of the 4 fairness criterion did that violate? Well, it's this one, and I'll show you why. It's the independence of irrelevant alternatives. Why? Because the irrelevant means it's not important. That's the yellow cake. Yellow cake is irrelevant. Yellow didn't win. Who cares they're out of yellow, right? Yellow didn't win. That's an irrelevant alternative. It's not relevant to the issue. It's not important, right? So let's go look at the fairness criterion, and I'll show you where it says that. So here's what you have in the notes, right? Here's the 4 fairness criterion, our 4 set ideas of fairness, right? What should be fair? So majority, again, if anybody wins more than half, majority of the first place votes, and then they should win. Condorcet, also called head-to-head or one-to-one. If any candidate wins all the one-to-ones, they should win. And then the third one, monotonicity. Basically, if any candidate wins and there's a re-election for whatever reason, that's how you recognize this one. It's always about a re-election. Then, and people only like him better, the winner who originally won even better, and they do a re-election, well, that person should still win. If they don't, that's not fair. And then the last one, which is ours on this problem, independence of irrelevant alternatives. That basically says, if anybody wins, like the chocolate cake won, and then somebody else drops out who is irrelevant because they didn't win, who cares about them? Well, then that original one should still win when you recount, or it's not fair, right? If you were in favor of that chocolate cake and they said, well, we called the store, there's no yellow cake, you'd be like, who cares? We voted for chocolate. Yeah, well, then we recounted the votes and now we're going with cheesecake. What? What kind of crazy method are you using? Chocolate cake won. And then you told me they're out of yellow cake? Who cares? We're done. Well, no, we're using this voting method and we recounted. Now it's cheesecake. You'd think that's bogus. Well, some of these methods do that. Notice these methods have fairness problems, don't they? They do things which really don't seem fair to us. And so that's this one. This one is, if I can go back to the problem. I think I can. There it is. Oh, no, that's not it. That's number 3. Here it is, number 4. Yeah, so this one then, again, chocolate cake won. They called the store. Yellow cake is not available. They dropped out yellow cake, recounted. Suddenly it switched to cheesecake. That violates independence. That our sense of fairness is violated. We're like, that's not fair. Independence of irrelevant alternatives. Criterion. Here we go.